What is up? Welcome back to Softcore History. I am your host for the week, Rob Fox. I am joined, as always, by Dan Regester and Jake Goldman.
Woo!
And we're recording. I'm not drinking alcohol today.
And you know what? It shows.
It does. I haven't made you guys laugh once off.
You seem sickly already.
Like, yeah, I did.
I believe you're going through withdrawals.
Yeah,
Rob, I'm shaking.
I was about to say, Rob's trembling right now.
Yeah,
And it's actually nice in here.
It's not good. No, we're just recording at noon instead of at night. So I figured, I have to see my kids later. They're not asleep yet.
Yeah.
I might want to stay sober until dinner.
Yeah. Also, it's kind of like brunch for us, really. This feels like it's got brunch energy.
When we record involve booze, though?
It can.
Typically.
I just think of brunch as like a joyful event, even booze or not. I like eating breakfast foods midday. So
this is like a trailer park brunch for me then, because I'm drinking an energy drink. So I'll just pour some vodka in it, I guess.
You're giving up so quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, well, if we're brunching, but I don't have champagne.
Babe, I know I'm pissed drunk.
I don't have orange juice.
Clear alcohol doesn't count.
Yeah, clear alcohol doesn't count. That's fine for you. But also
true.
But also, it's like, can you imagine just like you roll back over to home? It's like, babe, I know I wasn't going to drink, but Jake said it was brunch. so now I'm hammered.
The worst ever was trying to hide accidentally taking an edible at work from my wife when I got home, and we were like walking the baby. I was like a freak. Like I was like Frankenstein walking to try and seem sober.
You drove home.
I did.
Was that terrifying for you?
Yeah.
I imagine for you.
Different old office.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
He was
gotcha.
hitting 25 on 290.
Yeah. 25 on
That's
35.
even worse. Yeah, like from here it's not too bad, but God
Just
damn,
going.
dude.
Just
Yeah.
holding on for dear life.
Fucking
Just
nightmare.
getting onto Oldtorf in general.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like the most accident-prone street in the world.
Ugh, God damn it, that was the worst day. I was like, oh, cool, CBD gummy, and then
Next to him was a crackhead just sprinting past him.
yeah. But that was actually, I was going 40 at that point. He was just on a lot of crack.
He was the most crack.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get started, in case you didn't know, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory. For $5 a month, you get 2 extra episodes
Every week.
a week, plus an entire evergreen back catalog of episodes just like this, history, fun, history-ish. I don't know,
Full episodes like this. Also an additional episode that is more user interactive.
Voicemail. Or watch-alongs for different historical movies and stuff. I think we might do watch-alongs for the new Masters of the Air when that comes out. Part 3 of the...
Just do a live watch with it.
Yeah, Hank Spielberg situation for World War II.
Whoa, I haven't even heard of this.
Yes, you have. I've sent you the trailer.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, God damn it. All right.
People send me videos all the time that I'm like, oh, I'll watch that later. And then like I get a million other notifications.
Can we talk about just how most of your interactions with old friends is just sharing memes now?
Yep.
And it's like, I don't want to be involved with this.
I kind of appreciate
so many chats. I mean, I guess that's the only communication I have with a few fraternity brothers or high school friends.
But is this the main or the Patreon?
Main.
This is main. Okay. So, oh yeah, you just talked about Patreon. Anyway, yeah, I think I have like a conversation with a couple friends where the memes are very niche to us.
Right.
It works better.
Yeah, that's fine. But like
Man,
when it's just like
mass
it's just like,
firing memes.
see, because what that is too, by the way, is our group texts are what our dad's chain emails were.
that's
Yeah.
it.
That's all it is. Because sometimes my dad would send me a funny joke that, he got through his uncle or brother, his brother's like chain emails.
Yeah.
And it was just like a naughty limerick from the 50s.
Yeah.
And listen, they're
Stupid.
totally fine to kind of keep those conversations with like 5 or even 7 of your closer friends.
Yeah.
But man, there's some fringe friends that send a lot of memes.
That's very true.
Because
and
they're
there's
trying to-
complete strangers that share a ton of like just rapid fire. And it's like, man, I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna mute you.
I like a tasteful meme. If you do it all the time, then I'm like, all right.
It kind of loses its
No offense, Boosh.
appeal.
No offense, Boosh. You make the best memes.
I'm just saying, at some point, sharing memes and you being good at GIFs just means you're like great at quoting Anchorman.
Yes, that is it.
I still prefer to the fucking douchebags that just quote books all day.
Or podcasts.
Yeah, fucking podcast.
Don't quote us.
I actually don't even. I'll hear all my podcast stuff from TikTok. So I just catch
It's condensed, right?
Yeah, I
They're
catch a
just
clip
the
on TikTok
greatest
or Instagram.
hits.
You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok, by the way, Softcore History. Also, For this episode, or for this, if you don't want to subscribe to the Patreon, at the very least, please leave us a review on Apple and Spotify. Spotify, you just leave a 5-star. You don't have to write anything. On Apple, 5-star plus writing is like key to getting us up the charts. It is not a meritocracy in any way whatsoever.
No, nor should it be.
I agree.
Cheat the system.
Yeah. Fuck 'em.
In fact, cheat in life.
It's the American way.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And
Nobody
that's
ever pays for it. Yeah. Whenever somebody cheats, it's always you reap the rewards.
usually. Look where
really-
Michigan is right now.
You're double dipping.
Not to be overly topical, but
That was their adversity that they went through.
they call it cheating.
I loved that spin on that. That was great.
Fuck off,
It's
Harbaugh.
like, this is for Michigan. It's like, all right, man. So is the sign stealing. It's all for you.
Yeah. And we're here to talk about that a little bit today.
Oh, really?
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. And you might as well just fucking cheat
Every time.
every time. We do, I hate to kind of like beat this drum over and over again or like go to this well over and over again, but we do talk about like religion and Catholicism a lot on here because me and Dan are Catholic and you're Jewish, and those are easily 2 of the 3 funniest religions on earth.
What's the third one?
Islam.
Yeah. Go ahead.
That's
Don't leave it out.
Like Buddhism isn't that funny to me. Hinduism's.
We're going to do a Hinduism episode in a little bit, and it's pretty funny, man.
All right, okay.
It's like modern stuff, but at least origins. very-
Shintoism got pretty funny in the 40s.
We typically tiptoe around the third one though.
We try our best. We try to be more informative than poke at it.
Yep.
You just don't hit a wasp's nest with a bat usually.
Don't need to take that chance.
No, I do still love that genies are
Fire demons.
Islamic canon. Like they're look it up. We did an episode on it. Genies are Islamic canon.
And they'll fuck
They're
your
real.
life.
They're real, man.
Anyway, we are talking about Catholicism today, though, because it was really not necessarily. I didn't want to do it about the Catholic Church or anything like that. It was more just about medieval warfare. But since the Catholic Church ran fucking everything in the Middle Ages, everything ran through the Catholic Church in the Middle Ages, and everything ran through the Pope. So kind of hard not to have the Pope involved. At least, I mean, he's directly involved in this, but at least even on the fringes, the Church is gonna have something to say.
Yeah. The church got something to say.
That's their fucking.
We're about to get a third pope in our last decade, right?
Wait.
We're on our 3rd Pope. Oh,
Yeah.
in our lifetime, not last.
Or
decade.
Our last decade. Not
Yeah,
lifetime.
wait. What's going on with Francis?
I think he wants to retire.
What?
Yeah, he'll be the second.
No one wants to work anymore.
Even our popes.
Ride that shit into the grave, dude.
You're supposed to.
That's like
bullshit.
abdicating from the throne. Like everyone's
Bullshit.
like, don't do that.
Which that Dutch lady just did, I think, right?
That's no one gives a shit.
Ride that shit. No one even knew you were there.
Yeah, no one knew you were. They were like so phased out by the time. Like abdicating is almost a joke. It's like, what do you even do? Like it's waste. Like respect to the Brits because they still hold it down. Like everyone's taxes there pay for those people's lifestyle. It's incredible that they've managed to stay on that.
I have so much respect for them.
And
everyone just doesn't want to be rude.
It's truly
But
amazing.
also they own it, right? Like that's their fucking property. Like legally. Even if you rip their crown off.
The parliament is at the behest of the queen. It's like at the pleasure of the queen or whatever. The leisure,
Yeah.
of the queen. Like she can say, it's over.
That'd be sick.
I mean,
That'd
it
be
would
awesome.
It would be a really weird moment, or not the queen. I guess the king now.
We got a king again.
Yeah. But that's another thing we're going to see too. We're going to have like 3 different heads of monarchy in our lifetime, which isn't very common.
No.
Well,
Well, if you go further enough back, it's actually
Elizabeth
like
kind of held it down.
yeah.
She was the longest reign, I think.
Yeah,
think
dude, for sure. Because like no one was going for her throat.
Yeah, I know. No,
You know,
nothing,
that you
nothing
know
to get
of.
anymore at that point.
Actually, yeah.
It'd
that I
be
know.
funny if someone usurped them just to have like their current position.
That would be incredible. It's like, no, I just want to chill.
I just want this life.
You're telling me Elizabeth hasn't off somebody personally?
There's one person in particular that she might have taken out.
I know someone she wished she could have killed, probably.
That's the person I'm thinking of. Diana. We're talking about
Oh, yeah, but I know another one she probably wishes she could have
her
killed.
son.
Andrew.
Yes.
Yeah, thank God. Damn.
Yeah.
She did buy a lot of baby stock after Diana's.
Did she?
death,
Yeah.
so-
Just like she's like, hey, make a bear. Make a bear
Make
about
it purple?
make a purple. Yeah.
All right.
She wasn't even royalty when she died.
But this episode,
She wore an Eagles jacket once.
she did.
Because she liked to pretend to slum it.
Go Birds.
She did like pretend to slum it. Shaking hands with guys with AIDS, wearing Eagles jackets.
Yeah, big
Liar.
sweaters.
Going back to your hotel suite.
Her aesthetic though is actually vibes. I love her, everything she wears.
That's
it's
like
very,
half of Rowing Blazers' fucking thing now.
well, yeah, but her aesthetic is the exact same as John Duda's.
Kinda,
Go
yeah.
look at Fitz.
Well, they look like each other too.
They do.
So today we're talking about the Second Council of the Lateran. It's in 1139. And it was called by Pope Innocent II. Why is this council notable? It's mostly not, except for one weird canon. You announce canons or like certified canons, whatever, something like that, at these councils. And I think there were 29 of them. And the last one was kind of just jammed in there, slid in there at the end like a Friday news dump. You know what I mean?
There's one thing you didn't want them to see. Yeah.
Well, you kind of wanted them to see it, but it was just like, it was almost like it's pork.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
It's
pork legislation.
You're jamming shit in on a mega bill.
Yeah. And so it banned Canon 29, I think is Canon 29, banned the use of ranged weapons, crossbows, longbows, slings, etc., against other Christians in 1139.
Ooh, that's gonna make war hard.
Well,
Does it make it worse?
Make it hard for some people.
Yeah.
Would you rather die from a bow or a sword?
Depends. Truly depends. They're both awful. True.
You're getting stabbed one way or the other.
If I have a guaranteed death, can I pick? If it's a sword, I want to be
That
beheaded
would be
with
cut
it.
down, I think.
Well, we talked about on another episode how beheading isn't necessarily a one
A
swing.
foolproof. Yeah, that's true.
Depending on how many executions they had that day.
I want a Ned Stark beheading. Like,
just one quickie.
yeah, big sword, strong man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were still, by the way, allowed to use these on Muslims and anyone the Pope deemed a heretic,
course.
anyone excommunicated, anything like that.
Well, you don't
Just
wanna
not other
You
Christians,
do it in God's name.
and especially not other Catholics.
And you don't want to hurt the crossbow manufacturers either. That's just unfair. That's bad for the economy.
Yes.
Yeah.
You don't want to hurt industry like that. Well,
No.
so there was some other stuff in this council too that we'll get to because it's related, but this is the main thing, and it's interesting. Do you wonder why the Pope outlawed ranged weapons against other Christians?
I was going to ask, something had to have spurred this. I'm sure it's not out of the kindness of his heart.
Imagine a local blacksmith got into his ear.
It's like, we need more swords.
The sword business is down.
Just trying to get like some back alley deals.
Yeah, the sword guy is
Big
like
sword.
Big sword is
sword got into-
hurting from big crossbow.
Yeah.
And big sword's like, it's like big horse buggy. You know? It's like something's gonna replace you, brother.
There was I read a theory, it was like a prediction for I think it was from the 1920s about the 2020s.
Oh,
And-
wow.
And it was like a bunch of like scientists, philosophers, prognosticators. It was in some newspaper. That guy, somebody shared it on Twitter.
Was
Anyway,
it poli-sci?
yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
Poli Sci.
This thing with this guy.
We've done an episode on his thread before.
Poli-sci's great. Great
he's
follow.
awesome. But anyway, one of the predictions was that they said cars would take over like horses and buggies, like fully, but like they overshot the runway by a mile. They were like, not only will cars take over, but horses will be extinct.
We're gonna be like, that was their like, we're gonna run out of oil. It's
Yeah.
like, we're gonna just buggy the horses to death.
No, the opposite.
That
It was
logic
just like,
kinda-
we're not going to need them, and they're just going to die, I guess.
You don't need to breed them. It checks out.
Actually, it does kind of, now that you mentioned it.
They only survived because of racehorsing, the sport.
I mean, yeah, I guess there's not
Still
there,
lots of equestrian shit.
but to a point though, yeah, there's a lot
way
of
less, maybe, probably.
totally way less. And also, like, if you didn't have the equestrian shit, like, it's not like we'd just have that many wild horses.
Just a
anymore.
couple ranch hands. But
Yeah, I guess ranching and stuff would still require it.
But not like
In a
thousands
city.
of
Yeah.
carts in a city being pulled by
Just get
thousands of horses.
off-road segways.
I mean, they had so many horses back then, as we talked about in a previous episode, that they were like, got to make sure this electric chair works. Bring in a horse. There's any horse. We got so many horses. Just go get a horse.
You gotta imagine a lot of medicine was practiced on horses too.
Oh, God.
I'm actually watching The Gilded Age on HBO right now.
I've heard that's sick.
It's fantastic. You would love it. I think you would love it too, Dan. But the one thing, my biggest knock on it. Everyone's in Manhattan, using horse and buggy. The streets are way too clean. Mm-hmm. You got to remember, in that time,
shitting everywhere.
Everything was shit road.
Yeah,
like
just poop
all the time.
Dog shit in the roads of Europe.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
In Portugal, maybe in that dirty country. Germany had clean ass roads.
But that was in Lisbon. Porto was like it was really clean for a big city.
Immaculate. Mm-hmm. No, that's European big cities are insane for that. You're just like, how?
They just pay people to clean it.
They pay people to clean it, and also people are when it's.
But it was so hard to find a trash can. I didn't understand.
They eat their garbage. People don't know this about Europe. They eat all their paper garbage.
Well, when you're part of the Paris climate agreement,
you actually people didn't know they pork barreled some stuff into that too.
you rolled
eating your fucking receipts, everything.
Eating bugs. Try eating receipts.
I mean, especially with the wheat shortage in Ukraine right now. Mm. Tough times.
Yeah. What is paper but future bread? I think they used to make.
Well, they do call paper getting that bread.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I mean, in Germany during the Weimar Republic, they were making fucking bread out of sawdust. So,
and in Waterloo, just outside, they were making
bread out of humans,
bread out of bones.
Yep. Yeah, we learned that on our Patreon.
So, there's some theories about why the Pope wanted to outlaw ranged weapons against other Christians. According to the Pope,
did he have a weak hand?
It was to make battles less bloody. He had a maybe weak hand politically, and we'll get to that. Yeah. There are some more conspiracy-minded people, however. I went kind of down a Twitter thread on this. This is what spurred my interest in this. Who think the Pope may have banned ranged weapons for more underhanded, conspiracy-ish minded reasons.
Like what?
I'm truly curious what the ulterior motive is here.
Well, who used ranged weapons?
Twinks?
Warriors?
Kind of. Pores.
Keep the pores out of the wars.
So it was like the original.
No, not keep the pores out of the wars.
It's the original gun control.
Yes, that's this person's theory. Pores, poor people, peasants, whatever. They were the ones manning the bows and arrows and crossbows and stuff on the slings on the battlefield.
They would stand a chance in a revolution.
The rich guys, well, not even that. They don't even go that far.
The rich guys were probably dying more.
They could kill the rich guys on horses in armor.
Yeah.
The knights, the lords, the people who paid a big fat tithe to the church.
Yeah.
To build more churches and expand church power and fight crusades.
I mean, that's a fair point.
Oh, so it was like the anchor putt ban in golf. They're like, we need the stars to win. All these scrubs that are using the long putter, like Keegan Bradley, to win a fucking major championship. Get out of my face.
Yeah. No. You can't have that. Yeah. These guys start using goober putters, and like now these goobers are
built on stars. Okay.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah. You don't want to see some dirty, filthy fucking peasant being like, beep, got him. Beep. You want to see a literal knight in shining armor.
Just cut down another one.
Cutting off the heads of some guy who can't read.
Yeah. If Robert the Lionheart just got
Richard.
Yeah. You're thinking of Robert Baratheon.
I'm thinking of his brother.
Old Rob, the Tiger Heart.
No, Ryan, dude. Richard, Ryan, and Rob.
Are they
the lesser-known brothers?
Yeah. There's also Reggie.
Yeah, well,
we don't talk about
long forgotten.
Yeah.
So, essentially, what they wanted these poors to do, they were like, all right, it's enough of picking off fucking big boys, okay? You're going to pick up a spear that you probably had to fucking carve the day before the battle.
Here's a rock and a stick.
Yeah,
go nuts.
and you're going to fight that way, and you're going to let these knights who give us money get their numbers.
Just cut you down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have your stats.
Yeah, we're getting really. That's essentially.
It's like, remember when the NBA banned zone defense?
Mm-hmm.
I was just about to say, it's like whenever the NFL's like, all right, we're making pass interference even tougher to not get.
And you're not allowed to touch the quarterback.
Yeah. Like, just you can't.
That's
hit him
actually that arguably that's the best sports analogy.
Passer,
is you like roughing the passer on every fucking call.
Yeah,
that is essentially what happened. So the poor people had to like gloriously, get slaughtered by the rich knights in battle. That's so the theory goes. Obviously, though, if you know anything about European warfare right after that, all the way up to present day, no one fucking listened.
Yeah.
No, they had crossbows.
They had They still used everything.
They still
used all of it.
They actually made a semi-automatic crossbow the day after. They're like, you know what? Faster.
That was the French, I believe, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the Battle of Agincourt was
Or Francia.
300 years later, and that was won literally by longbows that the British were shooting at the French. Now, granted, the English were hadn't left the church yet, I believe, at the battle, during the Battle of Agincourt. So, because they left in the 1500s.
You guys really fumbled that bag so fucking hard.
Oh my God, the whole world will be Catholic.
The entire fucking
How do
world.
we didn't know. France was stronger.
Yeah.
We thought France was the horse to back, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
I don't need to go on another France rant. We backed the Catholic Church backed the wrong horse.
That's why you wonder why Rob hates France. This is why. The world would be Catholic if it weren't for your own fault.
I mean, ironically, Spain got us most of our numbers. They got us a continent and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Spain and Portugal.
Yeah, Spain and Portugal, the two like most useless. Like they stopped being powers before the United States even existed, basically. Like, Spain was a shell of itself by the time of the American Revolution.
Good.
And then by the time we fought them in 1898 or whatever, good Lord, they were trash.
Yeah, but they were too busy discovering stuff.
Were they?
They were side questing too hard. Mm-hmm. They forgot the story. They forgot the main quest, which is be the best at it.
I think they just kind of got their comeuppance for being by far the meanest colonizers, cutting off as we talked about with Wolverine. I forgot the guy's name.
They were
already.
outsourcing stuff too, like Columbus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Italian.
Fucking couldn't even do it themselves.
An Italian sailing out of Portugal, I believe.
Did he leave out of
Did he
Lisbon?
sail? I thought he
I
sailed
believe
out.
he was under the Spanish flag. And Magellan from Portugal. I actually visited the town he was from, but sailed under Spain as well.
Yeah.
They have beef with Magellan. They don't like Magellan in fucking Portugal.
He hit the
He's
portal.
kind of a traitor, yeah.
Yeah, he hit the portal.
He left at Palos de la Frontera, which I think is probably Spanish.
Yeah, that is a Spanish. That's
He
definitely
didn't leave
Spanish.
from Portugal.
Oh, okay.
He did come back to Lisbon,
Oh, maybe that's what I was thinking.
but then went back to Spain. But
Because it's right there.
yeah,
I mean, it's the
fucking-
easiest dock to hit. Yeah.
So no one listened to this. Obviously, they kept using bows and arrows the entire fucking time. Of course, they're like, man, I love you, Jesus, but I really can't afford to lose a war. Who can?
Yeah. It's like it's you're kind of tying my hands here.
Yeah, I don't know what you wanted, but the thing too was you would be excommunicated if you did this.
That's
If your armies did this, if you were an officer who ordered it.
Sometimes if you do lose a war, you only get one, like Carthage. You lose that second Punic War, it's over.
yeah.
End of a dynasty.
That's why if you're going to lose, you lose small, right? Like the
Yeah.
U.S. You lose Vietnam or something like that. And you don't even really lose it. Like, not on the battlefield. You just, like, people are like, I don't want to do this anymore.
No,
Public
that-
perception loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't like get beat in Vietnam. We just
No.
stopped invading.
Same with
Yeah.
Iraq and Afghanistan. It was not like we were like, oh, my God. It was just people were just like, I don't want to spend money on this.
This
I don't
is
know. The Afghans kind of dunk on us.
I know they dunk on
yeah, but then like I get to go like get in my car and like my wife can leave the house.
Well, they're living that life too now.
Yeah.
Getting in the car, going to work.
Yeah, they hate it. By the way, because you know why?
You just
What's
wanna
cooler?
ride in the back of your truck with your homies.
You and your boys hanging out, smoking cigs in the truck. That's fun.
Yeah. That was the good life.
Unloading lead into the sky.
Yeah. It's like maybe you see something you got to shoot at. Hopefully you don't. You just get to hang with your boys. That day.
There's got to be some of them that are like, invade Pakistan?
What?
Or somewhere shittier. Pakistan's got nukes. Maybe probably wouldn't want to do
Pakistan
that
would probably literally just be like, all right,
one.
glass.
Yeah, they don't fucking care.
Yeah. No one's going to stop us either.
Even the U.S. would be,
They'll be
like,
like,
hey,
we're not getting in it.
man. Don't do that again.
We'll sanction the shit out of you,
Yeah.
but we're not going to stop it.
We'll still send you aid, though, also.
Yeah.
So they used all this stuff. Still, doesn't matter. So why include Canon 29 in the Second Council of the Lateran? Why even have the council? Pope Innocent had some problems politically. Chiefly among them, that there were more than a few people who were like, you're not the fucking Pope.
Oh,
We had another pope.
There was a Pope
Anti-pope.
and an anti-Pope. So, yeah, people were like, not my Pope.
tales old as time.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
I just want, actually, wait, can we make that bumper sticker or something? Hashtag,
my Pope.
Not my Pope.
That would sell to so many different demographics for so many different reasons.
Fuck. All right.
Yeah.
We might need to get that merch going.
we can-
Especially, if Francis is retiring soon. Hashtag
Well,
not my Pope.
Whoever's
could work-
up next. I don't even care.
It could work for Benedict. It could work for Francis. Like, there's so many. Bleep this idea out until we make it.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't steal this.
Yeah.
So there were some papal election deniers after Innocent was elected. And these election deniers, they weren't wrong to be like rigged or that's just fucked up.
Because it was.
It was totally rigged. It was completely rigged. So Pope Honorius II died in 1130, and Innocent was very quickly elected Pope by just 6 cardinals.
So
Don't you need
not
all?
so innocent.
Not so innocent after all.
I
think he named himself that to be like, how could I do it?
It's in my name.
Yeah.
Did you just Britney Spears us? Not that innocent? Mm-hmm. Damn.
He was not that innocent.
Not what I was going for, but
You slipped a little subliminal Britney in
That
there?
actually
sad
might-
though.
that
She
actually-
retired from music, so I was really expecting to come back.
I was
For
too.
Brit?
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be the title of this episode now. Not that innocent.
The second.
not in parentheses the second. Yeah.
That's stamp it.
So he was quickly elected by by 6 cardinals, led by the papal chancellor Hameric, and he was initiated, whatever the fuck, the following day, sworn in the following day. All the other cardinals, because obviously the Pope is elected by the College of Cardinals, were like, what the fuck? That's not how that works. That it's not even a quorum. You just grab 6 of them.
Just got 6 dudes. It called it a rule.
The fuck, man.
One was a squire too. It was weird.
Yeah, you just put him in red robes. It's all
like-
about a vote.
It's like fraternity when it's like, all right, get the bare minimum we need. We got to ram something through today. Like, we've done that before. Like,
We probably have to. Yeah. So they went. The other cardinals went and immediately elected Anacletus II.
Cletus.
Anacletus. He's the anti-Cletus.
Anacletus. I went to homecoming with her. Anacletus.
My name's You probably did in Central Florida. Did you?
No, I didn't go.
Did you know anyone named Cletus in Central Florida?
I think Cletus. I've never met a Cletus. I think by the time I would have been meeting people, The Simpsons probably kept
it.
that from happening.
Yeah.
Definitely met. I'll have to think of some. There's some real Southern names. I've
The
been around
Simpsons
now.
buried that name.
Yeah, it's done.
It is. They really. I mean, like almost as thoroughly as Hitler buried Adolf. Did the Simpsons bury Cletus?
There's
That's
a couple
true.
Adolfs still out there.
There's Adolphos.
Dolph?
Well, young Dolph got murked. R.I.P.
It's true. And then there's Dolph Lundgren.
He's still holding it down.
Yeah.
No
I
one's
think
gonna
he's
tell
in
him.
rough shape though.
No one's gonna tell him not to. That's the thing. No one's gonna call him out. And tell Dolph Lundgren his name's bad.
I don't think it is bad. I love Dolph.
Yeah.
He's like Topher Grace. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's true.
He's not
Topher-
Chris.
Yeah.
Right?
Same build.
Yeah.
Yeah. They have a lot in common. Topher Grace
It's just
and
funny to
Dolph
like
Lundgren.
pick a different part of your name.
Yeah.
Like just call me Ober.
Aubert.
Yeah, Ober. I
do
mean, that's
like
basically my French
That
name.
Topher Grace has kind of skirted the Danny Masterson stuff.
Because he wasn't friends with him.
No.
Yeah.
He like
Like sniffed it out early.
yeah.
It's like, this guy's a piece of
That's
shit.
because all of them were like, let's bang 16-year-olds. Wilmer
Yeah.
Valderrama, I don't know how he's not in jail. He
Yeah.
was only fucking Disney stars who were under 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you remember when
And that's
we
an
were,
evergreen statement.
remember when we were in high school and like all the fucking sophomore girls in our class would date 22-year-olds, 23-year-olds?
They never did that. They would get like
didn't have that.
19-year-olds. Like
is that
the guy.
just Delco? Is that just
It might have been-
yeah,
that's really-
I
like-
knew one high school girl date a college guy.
And by that, like, they didn't date. Like, I knew a sophomore girl that dated a guy that started going to community college like the year after, and that was a little weird. And we were like, that's kind of like on the fence there because she's like 15 and you're 19.
What was weirder was my freshman year, these like 2 college sophomores that were like local, they hung out with us all the time.
That's
Sick.
weird.
That was really weird.
If they're not related to another kid at the
They were
party,
not.
yeah, it's not. If it's not a big brother situation or big sister situation, it's very strange. Also,
Played
my name
wiffle
would
ball
be
with us.
Cobb. Cobb Goldman.
I like that.
Old Cobb.
What's up? Annual.
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 Annie.
Annie.
Neil.
Yeah.
And then my last name rhymes with a certain word that people love to kind of spew out.
Regester.
Regs.
No.
Jester.
I don't know.
Close.
I can't even guess.
Molester.
Oh, molester.
Oh, Regester the
Regester. Oh, that works.
You're really not, though.
Make those t-shirts,
You don't give
too.
those vibes.
Never.
Never
No.
have once.
I'm a good man.
No. You look like someone who watched Sound of Freedom and is looking for molesters to beat up.
Yeah, you really do. You're like, fire up the wood chipper.
I mean, I was looking at that list. I'm going through all the documents.
Yeah,
have fun.
It's 900 pages.
It begins and ends at Stephen Hawking.
There's a coloring book in the middle.
I don't care who else is on that list.
Because there's no beating Stephen Hawking.
He got out. He dipped.
And honestly, if it was like an op, like to throw everyone off, like the agency or whatever was like, just put Stephen Hawking on there. People would be so fixated on that.
then
They
also-
won't think about anything else.
Did you
It worked.
Somebody tweeted, was that you that sent it to us?
Yes.
Where it's just like, if you got raped by Stephen Hawking, that's on you.
Yeah, if you got molested by Stephen Hawking, that's on you.
Did the computer get you? Like, it's
I saw a sketch today that was like was talking about it, and they're like, "What does he do there?" It's like, I don't know. Someone's sucking on his USB.
oh my god.
Giggled. But anyway, so Anacletus was elected by all the other cardinals. Anacletus, coincidentally, came from a family that was enemies with the papal chancellor Hameric's supporters. So a little, Verona, Capulets and Romulans, whatever the fuck. Shakespeare.
The Romulans?
Yeah, I don't remember the other name. It's Capulets and whatever.
No, I can't remember it either.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The Capulets.
Romeo and Juliet.
The Montagues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Why not?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the Montagues.
Yeah. Haven't read that since high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Montague and Capulet. So anyway, Innocent was forced to flee Rome, and he eventually ended up in France, where he sought out and received the support of Bernard of Clairvaux. You heard of this guy? You know this guy?
I haven't. No.
Bernie?
You know this guy? I feel like you should, because we've talked about his group.
His group?
He founded the Knights Templar.
Oh, this guy.
Yeah. Bernard of Clairvaux.
Yeah.
The kings of the Holy Roman Empire and England backed and France backed Innocent as well once he got to France. Anacletus was now declared an anti-pope, and Innocent actually declared him as much, like officially, at the Council of Pisa, a different council. Pisa is in Leaning Tower. And all Anacletus and all of his supporters were, this might be important, excommunicated.
They throw those out so often.
You can get put back in after you're excommunicated. Happens all the time in medieval 2 Total
It's
War.
like being suspended indefinitely.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What? Who's the last person to be? Do excommunications happen a lot still? I feel like they never happen. Like, was Sinead O'Connor like the last person? Or
No, you can.
well, she wasn't even Catholic, was she?
Yeah, I think she grew up Catholic.
Oh,
She's fucking Irish.
Well, there's also Protestants.
The last person to publicly incur, be excommunicated was Swiss Archbishop Marcel Lefebvre,
When was that?
1990.
Damn. So it's been a minute.
We got soft.
Yeah.
We have gotten soft. Oh wait, 21st century? Nah, there's a bunch of people who been executed.
Okay. Probably just like bad people though.
Yeah, he was
Just like a local journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're talking bad.
Why you digging up the catacombs, you know?
Stop it.
also he oh man, so this is actually the last guy to be excommunicated was Father Ramon Guidetti of the Diocese of Livorno in Tuscany. He was excommunicated by his bishop, Simone Giusti, in January 2024.
Damn, we got one this year.
Yeah, following
of the year.
a New Year's Eve address shared online in which he called Pope Francis an anti-pope.
Oh fuck. So this is very relevant.
I was going to say just sheerly for his name. Just how fucking bibbity-bobbity it is.
Ramon Guidetti of the Diocese of Livorno
You know,
was excommunicated by Simone Giusti.
you give an Italian lady 9 months, and the fucking name they come up with 90% of the time is
oh
Giuseppe.
my fucking god, dude! So I gotta talk about this really
Jokes.
quick. I'm sorry for this side note. So my kid has this thing called a Tony box, and it just plays different.
It just plays Sopranos episodes.
Kind of. We're gonna get there. It plays different like kids books essentially, right? Like fucking all kinds of shit. And it also plays like some songs from like Toy Story and stuff. You have different things you put on it. Doesn't matter. One of the things he has is Curious George. And it reads a couple Curious George books. And there's this one where he's throwing the man in the yellow hat a birthday party. And it involves, if this was any other ethnicity, people would be fucking livid. It involves, they're going to throw the birthday party at their friend's Italian restaurant called Biscottis. And the name, I don't even know the name of the guy who runs the restaurant, but he's so fucking Italian that he like cannot control his emotion. He's like, Giorgio, yes, and we throw the party, yes. And so George wants to throw the party there, and he's like, oh yes, a birthday party, wonderful, yes. And so then they're like, oh, and we will we'll have the Firehouse Band play. He'll play Happy Birthday for the man in the yellow hat. And then someone's like, oh no, the Firehouse Band can't come because they have the fireman's ball. And
does he pull out an accordion?
Well, yeah, he does play an accordion. He has an accordion. But he's like, oh no, we can't, like immediately, like, we can't have a party without the music. No.
I mean, you're literally describing every episode of, what is that shit? Entourage right now. We can't do the movie. Oh, we did it in the movie. It's a bunch of Italians doing that.
It's like swinging back. And then they're like, oh, it's okay. The three of us can play. And he's like, yes. And he pulls out his accordion. He's like, music for the party. Yay. And then they're like, oh, but Steve's sick. He can't play. And then he's like, no, you cannot have a party without music, Giorgio. No, Giorgio. No.
This poor Italian man needs lithium. He needs to balance out a little bit.
Like, but I was like, man, if this guy was Mexican.
His wife is actually just a cloud of dust with a rolling pin.
Like, it's just so, like, he's so ethnic and so emotional.
That's the boss. That's okay. It's on the right side of the boss first. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's close, but it's not.
Oh, fuck. It kills me every time. To the point where I just start doing it to my wife, and she's like, "Please, fucking stop," because that's the only one he wants to listen to right now.
The day we can't be racist toward Italians is the day.
That's
I quit.
a sad day.
That's
the day
when
I quit.
I check out.
I'm fucking biting the cyanide pill.
So Innocent's up there now, and he's got support of everybody, and Anacletus is excommunicated. Innocent then gets the king of the Holy Roman Empire, Lothair III, to attack Rome. At first, he doesn't get it. But Lothair tries again. And he doesn't get it again. He cannot take Rome. Finally, in 1138, after 8 years of this shit, Innocent defeats Anacletus. By just waiting him out, Anacletus died.
Yeah, I imagine Innocent has more resources as the Pope.
Well, Anacletus is in Rome.
Oh, wow.
And
Okay.
he has
Hold
the
up
Knights
in
Templar behind him, so
Innocent has the Knights Templar and France and England.
But so
and
Anacletus
Holy
just
Roman
died, basically. He just waited him.
He just waited and then died. So he got to be Pope.
Cool.
In Rome, holed up in St. Peter's Basilica. And he had his own royal supporters, specifically the King of Sicily, who we're going to get to in a second, to circle it all back around. But Anacletus, he just fucking died in 1138.
Coward.
And everyone else was like, all right, whatever, there's one Pope now. But okay, now you're Pope. Fuck it.
if you survive longer,
Yeah,
you get
okay.
the crown.
God chose you, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, they didn't try to elect someone else and be like, no, you're still bullshit. They were just everyone.
That's a lot of work.
It was too much work. For them. They were just like, fine. I guess God sorted it out.
Thanks, God.
You can finally be Pope now. Pope Innocent II. Anacletus is dead. Whatever. So, unfortunately for the people who supported Anacletus, Innocent holds grudges.
petty motherfucker.
He's a petty motherfucker.
I like
Especially,
I like a petty Pope.
I like a petty person.
Petty's kind of fun.
this dude's both.
That's
And-
how you become an all-time great.
Being petty?
Jordan given like his entire Hall of Fame speech just being 20 minutes of everybody that wronged him.
It's amazing. It's pure
Even
entertainment.
when you get to the point where it's like, I'm the greatest of all time, and here's everybody that got in my way.
It's incredible.
It feels wrong that he gets like the same Hall of Fame induction as like Gary Payton.
Nobody else should be inducted the same year Jordan gets inducted.
I agree.
Yeah.
But so the Pope, he was like, fuck everyone who supported Anacletus, but especially fuck the King of Sicily, Roger II, which is a hilarious name for a king, by the way.
Roger?
Roger II.
King Roger.
Yeah. I don't know if I can respect that. That man can't be
King
my
Bill
king.
the Third. Like, okay. Bill? Not William? Yeah, just Bill.
Just Bill.
Yeah.
Just fucking Bill. So, prior to Anacletus' death, like I said, Roger was his biggest supporter, and he kicked a lot of ass in support of Anacletus. Like, he fucking was helping beat back Lothair and all this stuff. The kings of France, England, and the aforementioned Lothair all went to war with him. And like he paid a lot to support Anacletus as well, right?
Seems like a good resource to have, though. I don't know if I'm going to take him out.
Roger?
Maybe bring him on your side.
Yeah, he's murking all your dudes and everything like that. Like,
Yeah.
It's kind of like game, respect game.
Dude, hit the portal. Portal's open. Anacletus,
Well,
your old
welcome.
coach left. Come on over.
come on into team, the only pope that's left.
Yeah. We're literally the only game in town.
So this supporting Anacletus was not easy for Roger because he had to fight a lot. His holdings in southern Italy all revolted against him. They were like, all right, sweet. He can't put the army here right now, so we're out.
Yeah.
Also, the Eastern Roman Empire somehow the emperor threw in his lot against Roger as well. Like everyone, so that's what it was. I'm sorry. So he had to fight, the Pope's guys, and then when he was away doing that, his southern holdings in Italy revolted, and the Eastern Roman Empire was who was also a Mediterranean power, like the kingdom of Sicily, which was basically a Norman kingdom. The Normans took it over. We'll get to that in a second as well. But the Eastern Roman Empire was like, oh, sweet. This other Mediterranean power is busy.
Blood in the water.
Let's fuck with them.
Yeah, there's blood in the water. Let's
Right.
get it. Yeah.
So it didn't matter, though. Roger and his forces completely held their own. They put down rebellions. They fended off Lothair. He's fighting on 3 fronts and fucking handling it. He was Innocent's biggest problem the entire time. But after Anacletus dies, Roger's like, fuck. Okay. Fine.
It's the wrong way to make a name.
How so?
If your guy dies, being infamous, not great.
No, it's really not.
I mean, maybe. Actually, do you know who, this is a fun little side fact that would never really be able to do a whole episode. Do you know who one of Mark Antony and Cleopatra's biggest supporters was?
Was it
You've heard of him.
Octavian?
No, Octavian's who they fought against.
They fought, right. Okay, yeah. So
You've heard of this guy.
I just watched a whole thing on Cleopatra. I should fucking know this. I don't.
Julius Caesar?
No, he was dead.
That's what caused some issues.
King Herod.
Herod
was
Full-
on Mark Antony and Cleopatra's side. At the time, the kingdom of Judah was a protectorate of the Roman Empire, or Roman Republic, I should say.
so
And Herod sided with, I guess, the people closest to him.
and look what happened.
Well, after the battle of Actium, he went to Octavian, Caesar Augustus, and was like, hey, my bad, but I hope you will at least, I'm down to work with you now, and I hope you will at least acknowledge that while I may have been loyal to the wrong side, I was loyal to the end. And I will give that loyalty to you now if you'll let me keep the throne. Don't cut my
spare him?
He did, yeah. Fucking. This was before Jesus was born, and Herod was there to try to stab Jesus in the fucking head.
That's true.
But yeah, King Herod.
Herod, you know what? For all intents and purposes, very loyal and sticks to his guns.
He does.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Roger, Anacletus dies in 1138. Roger was like, okay, well, I'm going to try to get my position now recognized by Pope Innocent, that I am king of Sicily. But the Pope was like, no, you're a dick. And I don't, the Pope was like, fuck you. You've been a dick. So here's what I'm going to do. I will recognize it, but part of your holdings in southern Italy, Capua, they're going to be that rebelled. They're going to be independent because I want a buffer state between you and me because you just beat the shit out of my guys
That makes sense.
for a while. And Roger was like, absolutely not, and he stayed at war. This is 1138. A couple months later, the council, the Second Council of Lateran, I can't even fucking remember the name of it. It's so stupid. Of the Lateran takes place in 1139, where they outlaw ranged weapons.
Yeah.
Christians on Christians. Pope Innocent, in the summer of 1139, so after that council, invaded the kingdom of Sicily with a large army.
Did he have crossbows? in his army?
Sure did. Crossbows, bows, all kinds of stuff like
So
that.
he was trying to hobble the competition
Yeah.
and not follow his own rules.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Well,
Why would you follow the rules you put in place?
Weird. Are you saying if you limit people's access to arms, if you do that, if you're the one to do that, you might still retain those arms? Mm-hmm. Weird. Mm-hmm. It's an argument I've heard before.
so he outlawed ranged weapons against other Christians, saying you would be excommunicated if you used ranged weapons against other Christians. More on that in a second. Roger, so Innocent invades Roger's territory with an army, but on July 22nd, 1139, Roger captured Pope Innocent.
Oh shit! Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Do you think Pope Innocent rolled up and was like, with all the things you weren't supposed to have, and be like, "Hey, by the way, you're not a Christian. Excommunicated."
Yeah.
Like,
So they captured Pope Innocent, and 3 days later, Roger's title was confirmed.
interesting.
So let's recap this timeline real quick here. Innocent and Anacletus become popes in 1130. There's 8 years of war, basically between the Kingdom of Sicily and his pope and most of the rest of Europe and their pope. Anacletus dies in 1138. Innocent holds the Second Council of the Lateran in April 1139 to excommunicate Roger and ban ranged weapons, except against Muslims and people he deems heretics. Again, there are people who might be compelled to believe that the Pope was outlawing ranged weapons against Christians to protect the rich. But why pick the most interesting answer when the pedantic, anticlimactic answer is right there for you? It's never interesting. These people never are thinking beyond their own fucking nose.
Yeah, right.
They do it for their own reasons. Now, there's another reason, though, that Innocent would in particular have interest in using ranged weapons against Muslims, but not having Christians be able to order their troops to shoot Christians. Do you know when the Kingdom of Sicily was founded?
No.
In 1130 by Roger II. Before that, Sicily was controlled until 1091 by Muslims, by the caliphates.
Oh.
And then the Normans and Vikings came in and were like, let's conquer some warm shit. Tired of this weather.
Yeah. Need a timeshare down in
So in
Sicily.
1091, they conquered it from the Muslims. The caliphates had basically controlled Sicily since Islam had exploded out of the Arabian Peninsula. And quite a few of Roger's troops, particularly his archers, were Muslims.
Oh.
So we can shoot your archers, but if your Christian officers order your Muslim archers to shoot our
It's a
guys,
loophole.
yeah,
Well,
they'll be excommunicated and not get to go to heaven if you give that order.
But you get some mercenaries from the Islamic side.
to start giving orders.
Fucking let it fly.
But if you even utter that to them.
But if you order the guys to give the order,
Yeah, you just have your entire archery team be Muslim.
the whole archery team was, but the officers giving the orders were
it's
still
even
Christian.
transitively.
Well, you have a archery Muslim officer.
But
But then there's an officer
there's
above
always
that.
going to be one guy that's
There's
getting
always going to
fucked.
be a Christian at the top in this army.
There's no like autonomous guy that's like, because even then he's
you
being
just go to a group of Muslims like, do whatever you want. I don't want to know.
Free reign.
Yeah.
But like even then, that's still, I guess, as long as it's like I'm just leaving these bows and arrows here. I'm not telling you what to do with them. Like that's how you do it.
Yeah, they're just here. I like that, by the way, that the Pope is like, God doesn't care if you were just following orders.
That's not the case either, though, isn't it? Like if you're fighting for country, isn't God cool with it?
Not according to this Pope.
I don't like that Pope.
He's innocent.
That's a PR tactic if I've ever heard it.
That's how you know the other guy's the legit Pope, because he picked the dumbest fucking name.
Anacletus?
Anacletus.
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck.
He just sounds like a Mexican-American war general.
How many? There were a lot of anti-popes, weren't there? There's quite a few.
I'll see how
Quite a
many
few.
anti-popes were there.
I bet you
I
count on.
think we've mentioned at least 3.
Yeah.
throughout
Well, we
the
did the
show.
3 popes episode, right? Did we do that?
No.
There have been 37 anti-popes.
Damn.
Not including Pope Francis. 38 if you believe that priest.
He is a Jesuit, so
That's
Doesn't
good.
count.
There's a lot of Catholics who really don't fucking like Jesuits. So essentially, why did Pope Innocent want to get rid of ranged weapons? To disarm the populace? No. To protect the ruling class? Maybe a little bit. It didn't hurt, but really, it was for his own very specific, very immediate needs. In fact, I assume he knew this probably wasn't enforceable, and it was just like let's throw this in here, see if it gets anybody.
Yeah.
The unwritten laws.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
written.
But written. Yeah. No, I mean, if you have the ability to give yourself an advantage, why would you not?
Right.
You always take advantage of everything you can.
And I wonder, I didn't look this up, but it wouldn't surprise me if maybe like Sicily had like pretty good archers too. You know what I mean? Like maybe that was a strength of their forces.
That could be
is that they were excellent. You know, they had excellent ranged weapons, and so that was an extra incentive for Innocent to be like, you know what? You can't use those, but I can, but you can't.
Right. Weirdly, it reminds me of Nick Saban. Like,
How so?
Well, Nick Saban takes advantage of everything.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Well, you know, like anytime there's a big rule change in college football, he'll just be like, "You guys are really making a mistake here," and like, I just don't think this is good for college football. And he says that knowing damn full well he is going to exploit that new rule.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like you guys don't really want to give me that one.
Yeah, like please stop doing this.
Yeah, I'm just going to hurt you more and more.
Yeah.
You don't want to do
I'm
this.
never going to die.
And that's pretty much the end of the story. Fun fact. It is still considered immoral by the Catholic Church today to shoot another Christian with a bow and arrow.
But not a gun.
Oh, that too, probably. You just can't kill another Christian with a gun. The Pope would still be mad at you today if you walked up to another
He'd be
Christian.
really mad if you murdered somebody.
What if
Only with a gun.
I feel like it's the murder more than the weapon.
So I think
A little bit A, a little bit of B.
Yeah.
Makes it so much worse.
He's giving us permission to stab.
Yeah.
It's like just short blades, baby.
Stab only.
Yeah. Run up.
That's all I got for today, boys.
Francis sends his regards.
What I learned today?
What'd you learn?
What did I learn today? I learned we have a bumper sticker we got to make ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta make
Pope.
not my
my
Pope.
Pope.
Hashtag it. We need to get it going.
People, there might be a lot of Catholics that buy that unironically.
We need a young Pope.
We need Jude
Jude
Law.
Law,
Yeah. We need a Pope with a
Pope that
kangaroo.
fucks.
Yeah.
Pope that smokes cigs.
We do need a Pope that smokes cigs. Dude, just get like a Ray-Ban cigarette smoking Pope, a deal with it Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of want to deal with it Pope.
I mean, most popes probably fuck, just not in the right way.
I think Francis fucked in the right way.
I hope.
I Pope.
Who knows?
What did I actually learn though? I think that truthfully, it's not surprising. I learned about this in general, but I learned that, like I'm trying to. My words are bad right now, but I learned that like the Kingdom of Sicily was actually pretty like good at utilizing people that came over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like as
Was
far
it
as,
Normans, really?
or I guess
'Cause
the
Roger
Normans
was
yeah.
a Norman.
Okay, what is a Norman?
It's just part of France. Normandy, France. They're from the Normandy region of France.
I have a hard time, like,
Yeah.
because I'm like Burgundians. What the fuck? And it's like, oh, Burgundy,
part of France.
But
Yeah.
Burgundy. Yeah. Like, oh, right.
The Normans were great at wars. I mean, look, 1091 they conquered Sicily. That's man, when did they conquer England? In 1060? Yeah. So 30 years after they took the English throne, they took Sicily.
and
They were doing work.
yeah, I really need to get back into like figuring out disambiguations between like Burgundians and Normans and Flemish people and all this different shit.
I'll be real
because
with you. I'll never do that.
I want to because like it helps so much because of how like fluid everything was during these like Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's tough to keep track of it in my mind because the names all change so much too.
I just enjoy that the Normans were just like unstoppable for like fucking, I don't know, 100 years.
Yeah.
Just like randomly out of nowhere, they're like, you know what, dude, we're pretty fucking good to go.
Yeah. I learned that the art of war left out some pretty obvious advice that we learned today.
Which is,
If your enemy, if you can ban your enemy from having the weapons you can use,
Always do
Do
that.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Always do that.
always tell them that what they're doing is immoral.
Yeah.
which I think we kind of do all the time now.
Oh yeah.
Hypocrisy?
Anytime more than 3 people are killed, like on a battlefield, it's just genocide. Actually, we're just telling them it's immoral.
It's a new buzz term.
Yeah,
Genocide?
Yeah, pretty much. Who's today's Hitler?
I kind of want to say that Pope.
The Pope that died, actually,
Anacletus.
Anacletus, yeah.
for just being a bitch.
I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say it's Pope Innocent II.
Because much like Hitler, he died.
Okay.
Yeah, Pope Innocent II. But he has his right to try and defend himself. I guess being a hypocrite doesn't make you Hitler.
He did steal the election, or he was kind of. They stole the elect. He was part of the stolen election. It seems like it was more Haymanich that was kind of.
Actually, that is kind of like a. Hey, let's dissolve the Constitution. Let's do this the way I need it to be in the power I want to have. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's actually very Hitler-esque in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's Pope Innocent II for me.
For me, I'm going Father Ramon Guidetti of the Diocese of Livorno, who declared Pope Francis an anti-pope.
I'm gonna go with Ryan the Lionheart because he didn't make such a as big of a name as his brother.
Yeah. Always living in that shadow.
That's all I got for today. Again, check out the Patreon, patreon.com/softcorehistory. $5 a month gets you a ton of episodes, a ton of content. And then like and leave a review on Apple and Spotify. That'd be amazing. And that is all I got. So for Dan Regester and Jake Goldman, I'm Rob Fox.
You just got soft serve.